What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, and welcome to your favorite way to start or end a Friday with me on App Masters, where we break down what's working in the app space to really give you the exact most effective strategies to grow your downloads and, more importantly, those revenues. I've been traveling all week, was in Dallas at the Sub Summit, spoke at Tech Summit in San Francisco. It's in Santa Clara technically yesterday as well. So it's been busy. That's why I'm in a hoodie. I just threw a hat on for you guys this week as well. But today I've got a guest of mine that I've known for years. We've been working together for a very, very long time. He was one of the first people that supported me in this podcast journey, and we remain friends. I recommend his development shop, B7 Dev, as well. And we're going to answer all your questions. We got some questions already from the audience, all on the technical side as well. So I'm not very technical. I brought on somebody who is. So without further ado, let's bring in Chaim from B7Dev.com. Chaim, welcome back. How are you?
Hey, Steve. Very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah. Got already a bunch of questions, but if you guys are interested in improving your app and building your first app and just really better planning your app journey, go to B7Dev.com. That's the letter B, the number 7 dev.com. All right, Chaim, let's get into some of the questions we've got already for you. I'm gonna move things around here too. And I kind of want to start with this, Chaim. I got this question from Ryan, and I did answer it already. But what are the biggest mistakes you see first-time app founders make? I know you get to see by the time they come to me, Chaim, they've already made the product. So when they come to you, they've got an idea. What are the biggest mistakes that you see the first-time app founders making when they come straight to you?
Well, first of all, not knowing exactly what you want to do. I mean, the idea of an app, a game, anything that you can develop is to know exactly what you want to do. And mostly, if it's an app, if it's a game, could be some kind of idea that you already have or someone that you are modifying something pre-existing game that you're modifying, like, I don't know, runner game or, a Candy Crush style game or you name it, okay, anything. But perhaps you need to know that you need to solve some specific problem. And to solve that specific problem also comes with a range of development for the first version. One of the most common errors that I find when I talk with them, because of this, by the way, when they contact me, I always say, when I answer back to the email, I say, can we have a short meeting about this? I want to talk with you and understand what you want to do. I mean, it's not because I charge the call. I don't charge the call. It's just to understand what you are trying to do to develop. What is the idea? If the idea is already close or exactly what you want to do. You will be surprised about how much people, they are telling me, I want to do this, but I don't know how to do it. Not just technically, conceptually. You need to understand that you are solving a problem, number one. Number two, the scope of the work. I mean, in the first version, you want to solve the problem, and that's it. The people will be really happy for you to solve a problem for them and not to add a lot of stuff, extra stuff that they don't understand. They cannot navigate the app. They don't know what to do, etc., at the UI level. But also, sometimes they don't feel secure with the app, so they add more features and more features. Sorry, the cost will skyrocket. The app will be too complex, too long to develop. Okay, so the first error is to have clear ideas and to be centered, focused on the solution that you want to bring to the market.
Do you try to say, like, what is the biggest problem you're trying to solve, or like what are 3 problems you're trying to solve? Because a lot of times I completely agree with you. People are trying to solve too many questions at at once. And I was actually, during my talk yesterday, I was talking about go-to-market strategies, and I was thinking like, it's easier to build and stay within your world, right? Because then you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just sort of guess what they want. And the hardest part is actually just talking to customers and getting feedback from them. And one thing that the crowd seemed to resonate with a lot, what I say too, is sometimes I'll tell, like for me as a founder, I like having conversations, just like you, right? Like I like having conversations with people that we're going to help, because it allows me to live A/B test some of the words that I'm going to be using for them, right? So like, I think what the people should be doing is talking to their users, putting a little chat feature within their app or their website so that they can get real-time feedback on people, and then use that feedback to see how best to communicate with them as well.
Suppose that you have an idea and you want to develop an app that will be really precious for you to receive real feedback from users. I mean, you have an idea, you don't have an app yet. Okay, so imagine that somehow you can talk with your potential users and to ask them how they see, how they understand your idea, if they can help you to validate your idea. So in the very early stages of this, even with the pre-launch and some other techniques that you know it very well, if you can talk with the users, accept questions, chat, frequently ask questions, or some kind of communication that will open your eyes to real needs to solve. I mean, you can cut all the unnecessary stuff and then focus on what you really need. Maybe is, I mean, just imagine this. Most of the big products were not envisioned to be used as they are used in the end. Okay,
Yep.
WhatsApp was a kind of substitute for SMS that were expensive at that time, but then evolved not because they want to. I mean, the owner or the or Facebook that bought the company later, but because the people start to using it for distributing jokes, or since it's cheap, and for creating groups and for selling stuff. And Facebook is the same. I mean, Facebook was originally designed to have like a list of people that you may or may not know, and then evolved to 1 zillion things. Okay, that was not. I mean, you need sometimes to let users to tell you what they want to do with your product in order to go to that direction, to have a more effective adoption and retention. Okay, it's really important to talk with your people in the beginning, before you talk with your ideal or your target customer. If you already know what your ideal customer is, the idea is to talk with people with experience and to try to validate the idea. Okay, is this idea good enough? Is this idea close enough? Is solving really the problem, or the people can solve it in a different way? That, I mean, it is already other solutions that do it better than me, or what is the hole between between the apps that I can take in order to break through into the market? Because of this, it's very important to talk with people like you, for example, or someone that is already an expert on apps and etc., that has a more broad vision in order for advise you to consult with you.
I like it. Ninja Nimble says, where should we ask the questions? Right here. Just leave it in the comment. If I can't get to it, if you want to leave it, if you're watching the replay, just leave in the YouTube comments and I'll get to those as well. But yeah, just in the chat below, Ninja Nimbles. All right, Chaim, I want to get into this topic from Johan. Shout out to you, Johan. Johan and I work together on his app. But here's his question. We're currently doing the content delivery for our app via AWS, and it costs around $1,000 a month for roughly 1,400 users on both iOS and Android, which comes down to about $8.50 per user per year. Any tricks to optimize AWS and reduce these costs? We already use tools to reduce asset size and make them stream ready, but it feels like we're paying too much. Are we? What do you think, Chaim?
It sounds like they are paying too much without knowing what they do exactly. It seems that they are doing static images, at least. If it's video is another talk. But basically, what I would do is, first of all, AWS S3 is not the only, even it's highly recommendable. Is a very good choice. It's not the only service for what is called a CDN, a content delivery network. Okay, so you have in Google too, you have in Amazon S3. Okay, they are already using that. You have on some other companies. There's a lot of companies today that they are doing that. But most important is I in an ideal world, I would like to see what they are doing, what kind of images, what is the weight, if the users need images so big, okay. And I will compare between providers. I will benchmark between providers. Again, I don't know what they are doing, and then I don't know
Right.
how much they are charging. Maybe it's a good business, maybe it's not. I don't know, but it's kind of you have room for a lot of experimentation here, a lot of improvement. Okay, in order to for I mean, like it theoretically sounds like a lot, but I will try with other providers that there are a lot. And what is the ideal size that your users really need, and what is the kind of content, if you can do some kind of pre-caching in order to cut, cost
Mm,
here and there. There is okay, is a whole conversation and a whole you need to do.
yeah. So there is some. I know obviously the app itself pretty well.
Okay.
Um, there is. I think there's some. There's audio content. I can't remember if there's
Okay,
video
audio is a
content
different
too.
thing. Okay,
Is
audio
there
is, yeah.
is there a recommendation you have beyond AWS? Like, is there something else that you should test
A
out?
lot. I mean, you need to check against other CDN providers. I mean, fast
Do you have a
hosting.
favorite, Chaim?
Uh, I mean, we work in with our customers. We work with Google Cloud for hosting. We work with the let me just remember. But again, when you need CDN, depends a lot of the volume that you have monthly. Because, for example, if you talk with I don't remember now, this big company, but if you go after a certain amount of teras or gigas, I don't know, they lower the price. I mean, the higher the volume, the lower the price. A lot of options. I need to know more.
Okay, cool. So, but net to help out Johan, he's probably paying too much.
It sounds like, again, sounds like it is, but I want to see how much is what I mean, what is what they are delivering, how much audio, if they are charging right. I mean, just thinking it out. Spotify, they works with their own content delivery network, CDNs,
Yep.
right? And then they charge amount per month that is an average of what every user, in an average user, uses per month, and still earn money or try to earn some money. Okay, so depends a lot of the business model they have. Sounds like a lot. I don't know. I need to check. And again, try to check other providers. There are like at least 10. I mean, I need to start checking, okay, better options and the volume that they are using per month. A lot of research to do,
Okay.
just like this, okay? Then later
Okay. All right.
we
I'm gonna
can be
give
we can be more specific.
Joe a question. He posted this on 7:30. Shout out to you, Joe. Thank you so much. I want to build a wallpaper app for iOS and Android. Each WP will have some text, wallpaper, author information. I want to manage all the content from a database with web UI. No login to get the wallpaper. What do you recommend?
Okay. What I recommend about what?
About
About
the, I
the
think how to manage the content from a database with the web UI.
no, you need to the most recommendable in this case is to build at least some kind of very basic custom web page with your UI. I mean, other than you want to do it for the users. Okay, I need more information about that. Okay, but I will build something very basic and then manage it from my own interface.
Okay, cool. What about this question?
Yeah.
Making desktop apps as an iOS developer, what are the best and easiest? I got this from Reddit, and I thought like, hey, I'm got a
Yeah.
technical person, but maybe some people, what are the best and easy way to develop desktop apps as an iOS developer? Is it pretty easy to port like an iOS app into a Mac app?
You can use some kind of libraries, but again, it's not about the same. You need to do a lot of customization. Since the UI that will be different because of the resolution, and then you need to use different languages. Um, iOS development uses something more similar to C, that is Objective-C or Swift, and then web applications use mostly Java, like JavaScript-based languages. So what I would recommend is try to learn something around React Native or Angular to do it.
Got it.
Okay, porting it from React, for example, if you know React Native to React Web, is still possible, but still you need to know React Native and trying to, because they're both JavaScript based, but you need to do a lot of customization. It's not as streamlined as it seems.
I see. Okay, let's get into this question. I thought this was good. He's a first-time app developer. Over the summer, it sounds like he's in college. I want to build an iOS app just to get some practical experience on my resume and get introduced to all aspects of software. I have an idea and somewhat of a plan, but I really want to make sure the frameworks or programming languages that I use to build this app are going to be valuable on my resume.
Yeah.
So any specific languages or frameworks to work with that you feel like are in demand or best to work with?
I'd go with the React Native. We are using a lot of React Native right now. Flutter is another good option. Those are languages that are on high demand. About the server, try to stick to the basics, not to overdo a lot. Again, if you are trying to do something like quick and dirty, if you want to go, if you have time to learn something, I will recommend you as a developer to focus on Python, because Python has a lot of practical usages. Mostly today that the Python is used on machine learning, and machine learning on artificial intelligence development is in a hype today. Okay, so if I were to start today, I will do that.
Nice, I like it. All right, Chaim, I'm gonna get into some marketing questions. Femi says, Steve, does the strategy in this video still hold? Now, this is app ideas to make money, the proven method. Yes, I still use this to this day. And then there's a follow-up, the simplest way to build a six-figure business. Those are two videos that I would definitely watch if you want to figure out how to build a niche app that makes money. And we've done it a bunch of times, and I'm doing it for my app as well. All right, let's get into this one. Herschel says, what's the easiest and cheapest way to find competitor keywords? All right, depending on what you want to get, Herschel, out of that, I would say the easiest way and the cheapest way is to use an app called, what am I going to say? AppFollow. That's one of my favorite ones to use. And you can just put in your competitor. Now, what AppFollow does, and I'm going to bring it up right now for you, Herschel, is so you can put in any app, and I'll just pick on Calm because it's the easiest app to pick on, or Duolingo. Those seem to be the favorite. But you can put in your competitor in there, and then what you can do is hit this little eye icon, and then it looks at, so what this eye icon does is the Apple Search Ads API. This is how I believe AppFollow is doing this. And so you're pulling data that Apple Search Ads would recommend as keywords to bid on. So it's getting real data from from the metadata, so that these are keywords that technically should be used by Calm in their keyword fields and all that stuff. So that's one way of doing it, just to do keyword research. The other way is to use data.ai, and I'm going to not share my page right now. It used to call it App Annie, which, crazy enough, they were bought by Sensor Tower, which everybody was like, what? Anyways, everybody was shocked that we thought should have been the other way around, but congratulations to you, Sensor Tower, for doing that. The other thing to do, and I'm going to pull them up as well, I just don't want to share any private data that I might have in here. Perfect. All right. Let me share my screen. So I've just put in Calm from up here. You can just search for Calm, added that, and you can do this with any of the keywords. The other thing to do with this would be daily ranks. They've changed this. No, this is not it. Where's the go to ASO keywords down here. And then, unlike other ASO tools where you have to input keywords, what data.ai does is it will give you some of the keywords that they're already ranking high for. So it's a great way to do competitive research. It's part of our process to kind of get a sense of what keywords they're ranking pretty well for. So these are all free, by the way. So you can see Calm, meditation app free, guided meditation free, all this stuff. Meditation, they're number 2 for. They can see the ranks. So they won't give you the search volume, data.ai, but you can pull the search volume here anyways through AppFollow and then see and do like a VLOOKUP and see which keywords are ranking number 1 for that have actual volume as well. Okay. All right. Let's go into the next question. Let's see, what do we got? I think we're good with this. This is a Valentino question. I'm just going to throw this in there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a silly question. Steve, would there be a recording as we're in another country and time zone? It's 2 a.m. for us. Hope you post. Yeah, Valentino, it's all on YouTube, bro. Everything's on YouTube. And if you can't watch it and you don't want to watch us and our faces, well, then it goes on to the podcast feed on Monday, the following Monday. So you can just listen to us if you want to do that.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Well, Valentino is in Australia. He's a customer of ours.
Oh, cool.
And then, we developed for him and his lovely wife an app that is doing a lot of waves in Australia. That is
cool.
U4H. That is, that in Australia they are very much environmentally aware. They take a lot of care about that. So with U4H, it's like you can search into a by now as Australia map of, for example, people that they have fruit trees, and for example they have stalls for organic produce, and they are giving they produce for free, or they are selling for cheap. So it's a very much a very practical way to find organic products. Okay, I know that also in California this is this is very hot. So they are getting a lot of waves, a lot of press coverage because of all the conscience that they are helping that, and we are really happy with the results. I mean, they are more happy than us, but we are really happy that the results. Very proud of being part of helping them with this app.
Oh, congratulations. Good job, Valentino. Good work there. All right. Let me see. Where should I post the questions? There's a lot of questions. A lot of people are saying stuff about you said with React Native and Flutter. So people are saying, yes, I love it. Yeah. And then Johan's here. Oh, yeah. What provider do you use for content distribution? Okay, all that stuff. AWS. It seems like AWS and Objective-C. People love Python as well. Yeah, okay. Johan and Victoria
again,
going back and forth.
Before you get kind of cloud service or distribution network service, try to benchmark between two or three options. Okay, because in the long run, depending on the amount of content that you are delivering, that the price could be really different. Okay, so don't stick just to one option. Okay, sorry, the big company that I forgot is Akamai. Akamai is a very big company, but they do a different price depending on volume. Okay, but they are really professionals.
Yeah, I like it. Cool. All right, let's get into some of the other questions. The team, they've got a lot of questions for me. How do you know about, do you know about Fox Data ASO tool? How's that? Nope, I don't know it. I usually wait until a couple of people tell me about the same tool, and then I go check it out. There's enough already out there. And then all ASO tool is providing same keyword difficulty. Absolutely not. The team, I have data, but for another video, but essentially what we found is mobile action tends to most tools have very accurate traffic data, including AppFollow. But AppFollow and Mobile Action both have really good data scores, especially for new keywords, especially in the AI space. So if you're in the AI space, really pay attention to what AppFollow and Mobile Action will give you in terms of keyword traffic scores, the popularity. And then the difficulty, we found that AppRadar tends to have the best difficulty in here as well. So that's how you do that. And then the team says, hey, currently I have an Android app, traffic coming from Indonesia. So my server is in India. If I move my server to Indonesia, like VPS plan, how will it impact my ASO rankings? I don't think it'll impact anything. This seems
Not
like a
not
technical question,
related.
right?
Shouldn't be
Yeah.
related.
Yeah, they're like two different things. And then the team, man, how do I find niche topic for Android app and game? Android like games, I don't feel like unless it's like a word game or a crossword game, if it's gonna be hyper casual, I don't think ASO is that important. I mean, the way that I like to think about it, and this is a trick that David Reichel, a friend of mine who created Color Switch, gave me was he found so the mechanism for color switch with something going up, a ball going up and going through obstacles wasn't new. I actually saw an app just like that about a year before David launched his app. The thing that he did was he took Uno, very popular game, and there was you can change colors within Uno. So he thought, hey, what if I made the color changing thing the main feature? It's just a thing within Uno. It's just like a little feature with it, but what if that little feature became the prominent feature in my game? So that's what I might try to do is I think a lot of people just try to reskin or clone popular apps. But what David did was really smart, took a game mechanism that he saw people using that worked really well and then switched it. And it's these subtle things that make a big difference. Because when I played, no offense to the first guy, I know the app, but the first version of Color Switch, the other version, right? The first version, it was called Flight. It was called Flight. And that app eventually got boring for me. Like it was fun, but then the novelty wore off. And what David did really well, I felt like, was like that color switch mechanism kept me very interested. And if you think about like really popular games, they typically have a couple of layers deep into the game. And it's not just the basic, like, all right, one object going up. It's like, okay, cool. All right. Cool. Anything you can just like when I really talk about MVP and like
Yeah.
building the app, is there anything that you see like, hey, I'm going to help you decide. I know you've been doing a lot more planning for clients as well. Where do you, I guess I'm trying to figure out what the right question to answer, but where do you feel like people generally fail when they're trying to plan for all their app features?
The idea is to let's do some nice exercise that says, okay, this is just writing a column. This is what, just explain me in simple words what your app will do. In another column, just let me know a list of features that you want to have, okay? And a third one, try to move like in a Kanban. You know what it's a Kanban, like Trello, Kanban board. Let's move to the last column, all the nice to have features. I mean, nice to have means I would like to have those features, but I don't know, I'm not sure if we need that at the beginning. Okay, so the problem with MVP to decide is like sometimes the superfluous get over the really important. Okay, and then you forget to add what is really important. For example, today you need to let the users communicate, or you need to communicate. The app needs to communicate with the users. A task was done. Okay, maybe depending on the nature of the app, maybe I need to notify the users via mail, via push notification, via SMS. Okay, communication is really important and also makes that the app looks like really professional. And then not some other features that they are not so much important. Okay, so because of this, what I recommend is to have another pair of eyes to go through all those lists and try to make an order. What is something that should be on the first version? What is something that is nice to have? And what is something that is not really helping to have my main concept done at this level? Okay, so trying to order the ideas. And again, consulting with one or two more people. Do you think that this is necessary by now, or this is something that we can do later? Okay.
I love it. And, I've talked about this too, Chaim. I'm trying to find the slide that has real examples of niche apps that we worked on. But the like you said, what is the problem you're trying to solve? What are the features that will help people solve that problem? Let's try to solve one problem at a time. And I think too many times people try to solve too many problems at once, thinking that this will change the game, right? Like if I build this, more people will come. And generally speaking, I've talked to a couple of different developers on this. Sometimes yes, but a lot of times no. The features that we think users want generally is not the thing that they want. And then the thing that we were like, oh, this would be fun just to add in there, tends to be the thing that people want too, right? Like it's just the thing that like took the lowest and like, oh, this would be kind of cool, but we didn't give it that much thought. We threw it in there and like, oh, they want this one too.
There is another thing. There is another common syndrome
Yep.
between founders, people that they want to have an app. That is, they don't feel that the app is good enough for the market.
Yeah.
Why? And this is something that I explained to them. They are comparing against Facebook, against Google, against Amazon,
Mm.
against look. If you want to do you want to solve some niche vertical, I don't know. Let's suppose you want to sell some specific kind of product that Amazon, since they sell a lot of stuff, they are not so good at selling that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to be Amazon to sell that product, to create your store. Okay, you don't need to be Facebook to create a new social network, because there are a lot of social networks that they are not Facebook. They don't do the same, and they have some kind of success. Okay, so you need to try to see if the app is good enough. Good enough means solves the problem. Okay, if solves the problem over time, you can enrich it. Okay, but
Yep.
develop a big app require. I mean, Facebook has an army of developers, big armies, like a real army. Okay, the same for Google, the same for Amazon. They have unlimited resources and they can do it. But you are trying to break into the market with something that is, really simple but effective.
Yep.
So the idea is trying to survive the first time and not to be as big as. Okay, so this is something that they are very very worried about that. So the idea is to have the right consoling when you are trying to develop your app.
I couldn't find it, but I'm gonna share this here right now. I share this on Twitter and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Here are real numbers of apps that we work with that are in the niche, right? And these are apps that we've seen that where I'm looking for this, Chaim, right? Like little downloads, but lots of revenues. And so it's, man, I've seen it time and time again, Chaim. The dumbest apps with the dumbest screenshot, the dumbest app paywall, like things that, but ranks number one for a keyword. This is how much they're making a month: 200,000,
Yeah.
80. And I've seen the real App Store Connect data. This is just Sensor Tower data, but I've seen the real App Store Connect data. And you'd be surprised as how many apps I see that I'll hear this from people too. And I'll be like, hey, look at this app. It's making this much money. And they're like, I could build this in a weekend. So then why are you building, why are you taking 2 months to build that an app is already making like $200,000 a month that you can build in a weekend? Why are you building all these unnecessary features too?
And there will be time to with more time, and then if the idea works, you will have more time to build on the top of it.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
You can always improve it. Look, Facebook it was just for Harvard, didn't
yeah.
have a status update. You know what I mean? It was just a V1 version. So it's okay to have your V1, I forgot who said it, but if you're not embarrassed by your version 1, you launch too late. So,
Yeah, I remember the first time they released the chat. The chat was really, really ugly. It was working really bad. But they keep improving, and then you have the chat up to it was. I mean, it was not so complicated to fix it, but eventually they did it because the right mindset that they have is we release, we see how it works, we receive feedback, we don't get cowed by bad reviews or something, and we keep improving all the time. They are updating the system, and in the end, they got something that is really huge.
okay. I love it. All right, let's see if we can get through all these questions we have as well. Miguel says, "Show me the money." Good to see you, Daniel. Good to see you in person, bro. That was really awesome. Luis, he loves React Native as well.
Another
Good to
customer,
see you.
Luis.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
Luis.
yeah, I love them. We have a mutual client. All right. Xavier says, "Hey Steve, I'm here, and I must say you're doing incredible work." Well, thank you, Xavier. Can I ask, does updating the app affect ASO ranking? So yes and no. Okay, Xavier. And my wife loves it when I say stuff like this because she just is like, these are my common things to say. Yes and no. Look, obviously, I've seen apps that rank really well that have not been updated in like 4 years. Okay. And I'm like, what in the world? How do you rank so well for this keyword and you have not updated in like 2 years? And I've seen apps that obviously you want to pay attention. I've seen apps where because we didn't pay attention to the ASO, because we didn't pay attention to updating the app, it lost ranking. So I don't think it's a necessary, you must do it. It's not going to take you from, ranking 100 to number 2 or 3. Obviously, I think it's important, but I don't know how important it is. So if you're just updating apps just to help the ASO, I wouldn't do it that way too. What I would rather do is update the ASO in terms of like the different keywords you're going after every month to test out new ones. And always the rule of thumb in life and in business is always retest the assumptions. Test the things that used to work in 2015, in 2016, and retry it in 2024, 10 years later, because it might just work too. Miguel says, welcome back, Chaim. Yeah.
Hey, Miguel, how are you? Steve, check your camera is out of focus.
Oh, thank you, Chaim. It's because I talk on my hands too much, man. It's crazy. Okay. What happens after release on App Santa or Indie App Santa and App Advice in terms of increasing users? You get a real bump in downloads. I'll try not to talk with my hands so much. Real bump in downloads. And typically what you want to do is, what I try to do is put a new ASO update right before I do an App Advice or Indie App Santa campaign to give these new keywords a bit of a boost. And so typically what happens, one of our clients, fingers crossed. Can't help it, Chaim. I have to talk my hands. But he went from getting like a handful of downloads, under 10, to now 150 downloads after the App Advice campaign. It's just a week later right now. So I want to give it another week to just fully decide where it's going to fall into. But yeah, we went from 4 downloads a day to all the way to 150 a day right now. As of yesterday, we saw those numbers. So that's what's going to happen. All right. Ramoon says, how are people solving the meta ads attribution problem for in-app events when using the web to app flow? SD scan is useless because it only attributes to the campaign level. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do this. I'm not an expert in here for that. Anything you want to add on that?
Using a different tracking system.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's skip that one.
You need to cross several analytics packages.
Devman says, hey, I'm about to quit my full-time job soon and be an indie app developer full dev. That's awesome. I'm building a beautiful app with good product market fit. What's the best way to start learning ASO and UA? You're here, bro. That's it. Done. I mean, I go on LinkedIn a lot. I think there's a lot of people, great content that's being shared. Marcus Burke is doing great work when it comes to UA, but I try to bring on the best people in the industry to really talk about ASO and UA here. So you're in the right place, bro. All right. David, all right. I started testing meta ads with one link, which reported 1.3 clicks. However, App Store Connect only shows 10 downloads, far below my usual 33% conversion rate. So, David, look at your product page views too from that one link to make sure it matches up with the clicks. There might be drop-offs. And then also take a look at one link to make sure you're not targeting Android users. So, as long as most people are on iOS, that's a horrible conversion rate. And then maybe it's your targeting too. So there's a lot more things I would look at. What I would do with this trick is, for those who aren't familiar, I use one link. If you don't want the Facebook SDK and you don't have it installed, use one link, and that one link redirects to the App Store. But within Facebook ads, you target only iOS users. So theoretically speaking, only iOS users should see, or Google Play users should see this ad. Then you use one link to redirect them to your App Store link. And then now you have 2 tracking parameters and you run a web traffic campaign. So it won't be as intelligent as a start trial or a ROAS campaign on Facebook ads, but you can sort of hack it. What I would suggest for people trying this hack is be very niche in your targeting, because this is not an intelligent way to run Facebook ads. You're not relying on the Facebook ads algorithm. Facebook's going to get you more clicks. So you need to be careful about the targeting. And more niche you can get with this hack, the better it's going to be. All right. Let me see if I've missed any questions back and forth as well. Woo. Okay. Reed Hoffman. Okay. That's what. Thank you, Jupiter. Said that. Okay. I think I'm good here as well. There's a lot of marketing questions. And then Johan Victoria going back and forth. There you go. I think for me, for iOS apps, learn Swift UI to build apps. Louis says, I love it. Oh, Oprah says, Opera. Oprah. I don't know. Hi, Haim. I'm building a fasting app, but the big player are taking over. I want to build it for a niche, but I have no idea what niche to build it for.
That's
Any
for
advice?
Steve. That's a question for Steve.
All right. Oprah, what I would say is, look, I love intermittent fasting. So let's put fasting and I'll put it into app follow as well. And then I'm going to take a look at which ones, what's the autofill, right? So maybe I'll look at that and I'll do fasting tracker instead. So here's what I'm looking for when I'm looking for that niche. All right, Opera, is all you can see all these top apps are getting 400,000 ratings, 19,000, 3,000. So I'm looking for the app that doesn't belong. All right. So this is only 2,000. This is only 3,000. They must be doing pretty well with ASO. Maybe the repeating works, right? They have fasting app, fasting right here. So I'm going to click on this one. The eye icon. Now I'm going to do research and I want to see now what you're looking for. A great niche is one that has at least high 20s or low 30 search traffic. When you go above that, the difficulty gets pretty high. So you want to try to find something in that range. So intermittent fast, light fasting, easy fast. Okay, maybe I don't know which ones are branded and which ones aren't, right? But I do know that like intermittent fasting for women or 16-8 fasting. These are, let's see, I thought I saw 16-8 in here as well. These are different keywords. This is my trick. You just keep doing this icon trick and just keep doing on a bunch of apps till you find all the keywords. You then throw all these keywords into App Radar to get the difficulty. You have the popularity score already, get the difficulty score, and then you start building out for that niche. So the more niche you can be, whether it's for women, for men, you know, the better it's going to be. And the marketing becomes a lot easier for you as well. So that's how I would do it there. All right. Haim, let's get into, I know we got a few more questions. And while I take this quick little dad joke break, I'm going to look through the questions and come up with that. So if you got any questions, keep putting them in the comments, but let's get into the app audit side of the interview. And then we'll start off with some dad jokes. All right, my friend, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, well, I'll go first. I never go first. All right. My wife just divorced me, said I was being too un-American. I saw it coming a kilometer away. There you go. All right, what do you got, Haim?
Okay, so a guy enters into a bar. So the barman says, what happens with your face? You look so sad. What is the long face, really? And he says, no, I don't want to talk about, I have a discussion with my wife. You're talking about a wife joke. So I was talking with my wife. We have an argument. And then she told me, you know what? I won't be talking to you for 1 month. So the barman said, it's not something really bad. 1 month is passes really fast. And then maybe she will, she's temperate. Maybe she will talk to you earlier. And the guy says, no, you are not understanding. The month ends today.
Whoops. I like it. All right. So put S if you thought my joke was better. Put C if you thought Haim's joke was better. And then we'll pay for a non-alcoholic beer. How about that? All right. Now, if you want your app featured and audited in a future live stream, just go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. All right. We're going to take a look at this app from, let me get the person's name, Sergey. I guess that's how you say it. So I apologize if I say it wrong. Sergey has this app. It's called Crypto Wolf, and you can get the alpha of portfolio management. He's only available on Google Play and Microsoft, which I question. That's the first thing I noticed. I was like, why pick these platforms? I don't mind the Google Play, but Microsoft, okay, I guess. But that's the first thing I see. But he wants help on the main product is the mobile app focused on UI, UX, SEO, or ASO and monetization. All right, let's take a look at the app. So I'm going to just click on this right now. Coin tracker. Okay. Crypto Wolf. Anything you can see on this end, Heim, that you're like, hey,
Yeah, I was checking it, and he's asking for advice on UI UX.
yeah,
What I know from a crypto trackers or crypto interface is that you have basically two kind of target people. One is um, like entry level users when they have their assets into a online wallet, and those people really need a very friendly UI. What I see here is a very nice UI, but then in the other hand, you have more sophisticated people with their own cold wallets offline. So they are kind of more expert on things, and then like this, like tracking, and the interface should be really complete, really advanced. Okay, so what I would do is try to understand what is the target user that he needs, either a more entry level people or a more expert, because the UI could be really different. Anyways, what he did so far seems really friendly. Really, like in my point of view, I'm not an expert on this kind of crypto tracking,
yeah,
but I mean to that level, but it seems to be for an entry level user, for a people that is starting with the crypto world.
yeah. I like it. Yeah, what I would add on to is so Sergey, what CoinStats came on and he shared that look on Google Play, the search results, the icon is very prominent in your app title is pretty prominent. So whatever the keyword, I'm gonna assume it's coin tracker that you're going after. You lead with that, that's great. But add in coin tracker or Bitcoin, and CoinStats said they saw an increase in downloads when they added words into the icon. And I didn't. This was on Google on iOS. I didn't think it. I've always known about it on Google Play, but I didn't think it would work for on iOS, and it did. So definitely do that within this. The screenshots, I don't like this up and down, but that's a personal decision. I don't have data to prove it. And if you want to put that data, I would just put everything on top. That way I can just read it. You're just making my eye go up and down. What eye wants to do that? Not me. I want to just read left to right. We lead left to right or up and down, not like up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. You know, it's not a video game. So don't make it confusing for me. Just put it all up top here as well. All right, let's take a look at his app, Heim. All right. Ooh. And Xavier says, I agree. Keep it title on top. And no, only these many votes, huh? They loved your joke. You're 2-1. Thank you. Luis, Daniel, and Xavier for voting. I appreciate you. All right. Here we go. Crypto Wolf, welcome. Allows you to analyze your profits without connecting to any exchange. Oh, that's cool. You can long tap almost everything. Cool. Privacy. What do you think about the text, the subtext is being typed? What do you think about that, Heim? You like that or no?
It will, I mean, it produces to you to try to wait up to, I mean, not just sliding.
Yeah.
It makes you wait up to you understand the full message. I
Yeah.
mean, if you, it's a good idea to do it for the longer screen. I mean, the longer texts, and not for everyone. For all the screens will be kind of tiring, but
I like it. I like this. Okay. So Sergey, I do have data on this. You don't want to here, let me pull up the slides. But you want to show your paywall during the onboarding process. And your paywall, I can't upgrade until I sign in, which is a really bad idea too. And here's the data that I'll prove to you that backs up my opinion. So what you want to do is for those who are just listening, I'm hitting purchase premium, which nobody wants to purchase premium, by the way, too. So what you want to do is probably put in like, upgrade or unlock everything or unlock pro features better instead of purchase premium. Come on, like What if I just had big ol' subscribe and like on the top up here instead of your tag questions answered? Come on, bro. You can do better than that. All right, let me get into this case study. So here's what we did. We This is a fitness app that we work with, and what these are Figma files that I grabbed just to not reveal the client, but they were asking people to sign up just like you're doing, Sergey, and then showing the paywall. So this is exactly what you're trying to do right now. What we did was we just switched it. So we show the paywall first and then ask them to sign up. This is during the onboarding process. It worked the same in your app, Sergey. We saw the paywall views go up from 40 to 94%, and his trial activations went up by 190%, and his sales went up by 52%. And I know what you're going to say, Sergey, but I need them to log in because of blah, blah. Save it, bro. I don't want to hear it. Look at what Calm does. Right after you activate your trial, you can't do anything but continue and sign up. So Calm forces you after you activate a trial to then sign in. And that's what you can do instead of making me, I'm going to remove this, making me sign up just to see your paywall. I don't want to sign up. I don't want to do it. And you know what? I'm not going to be nice today. I'm not going to do it because you're forcing me to do it. I don't want to put my emails everywhere. Okay. So definitely do that. And you got to show this paywall during the onboarding. All right. That's the first thing you got to do. Most people will buy during the onboarding process. Now, it doesn't look like you have much ads in your app. And I know on Android, the monetization is going to be heavy on the app side of things. So what I want to look at is, what does your second open look like? Yeah. So consider, if your app is getting a lot of users, consider putting an app open ad. I know on Android, people just prefer ads. Like, they don't want to pay. So they're okay with a lot of ads. So I don't see ads in here, nor do I see any way for me to upgrade on this homepage. The number two places that people buy are going to be during your onboarding process and your homepage. And right now, you're making it very hard for people to pay you. So that's it. All right, Chaim. We've got over 100. Yay. Say cheese, Chaim. I'm going to take a snapshot. There you go. All right. Thank you, guys. This is awesome. All right. Let's see. Let's get into some of the questions that people have. I know Daniel had a great question for you, Chaim. So what are your recommendations for working with a dev shop versus building yourself or finding a technical co-founder?
Okay. It's kind of, we need to start splitting the question. What are your recommendations for working with a dev shop like B7 Dev? 100% in favor of that because it's my job. Versus building yourself. If you are cash strapped and you don't have the money to hire a dev shop, it's okay. As long as you do the proper planning, everything that we talked about that earlier, and you know how to develop. And you know, I mean, you have the time to develop, you have the skills to design the UI, etc. I mean, depending on the skills that each one has and the time that you can have in your favor. And the third part was, sorry? And technical co-founder. A very complicated question. The problem with the technical co-founder is that as far as let's suppose that your technical co-founder has a day job, and then the development will be really slow. If he doesn't have a day job, he will be looking for one because he needs the money. He doesn't have the time to wait up till you make a big hit with the app. So maybe you will get left high and dry in the middle of the process. I mean, I'm talking from experiences from customers that we have. Okay, the technical co-founder is a very nice thing. Maybe I'm most favor of having a technical co-founder as the technical responsible, and then hiring a dev shop. Like, you have someone on your team in-house that already knows what should be done, and then you hire developers. Okay, maybe it's a good combination. But again, it's like a lot. I mean, I see this every day. I have a great idea, then I need a technical co-founder. And the technical co-founder is always, he's looking also for having a income. Okay, so you need to balance that effects on the time, the overall time for development. It's a very delicate issue. Okay, so I will think it not twice but thrice before doing that. But
I agree with you,
it's
hon.
my opinion, and I'm kind of partial because I run a dev shop.
Yep,
Okay,
I
so
agree with you. So I think, hiring a dev shop, probably the way to go if you're not a technical person. If you want
yeah,
to build it yourself, like I think it's good to know how to build
yeah,
stuff yourself personally, just to understand so that when you're working with the dev shop, you understand that, okay, here's how I would do it if I were you too. And I'm so lucky, or I don't know what the right word is, but I'm glad that I have, let me just phrase it this way. I'm glad I have a technical background that way I can talk to developers and be like, I'm not sure this is the right way to go. Because if I didn't have any technical background, they can just screw me over. The last thing, I would not find a technical co-founder, in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm still healing from a bad partnership, but at the same time, it's very hard. You have to think about it as a marriage. Like, you really do. Because do you want to spend the next 5, 10 years with this person? If you don't, or if you're not sure and you can't 100% say absolutely, then don't find that technical co-founder. Because are they as motivated as you are? And like Chaim said, are they going to be able to work on it as much as you are? I just think partnerships are the last thing that I would tap into. I try to do things myself. Again, I am biased because I'm fresh off a bad partnership that I dealt with. And so I don't want any partnerships right now. Yeah. So, all right.
yeah. Maybe if you don't have the money to develop, what you need to do is try to develop the concept, trying to design the UI, and with that already been done, something to show. Start looking for people that can support or give you the money or put the money for financing this.
Yep. Love it. Yeah. Leonard agrees with us too. Cool. Let's go quickly on these. Chris says, previously you had mentioned lifetime free offer for 2 days on app advice to kickstart downloads and reviews. Is there any advantage to running it longer or until certain revenue download goals hit? I don't know what you mean by running it longer. You only have to do it for 2 days. You can run it longer if you want, but why I say 2 days is usually app advice requires us for 36 hours, technically speaking. But the biggest boosts in the downloads are going to happen within the first 2 days. So you can keep it for 3, Chris, but you don't want to keep it longer because I want you to make money, right? That's ultimately it. So I think hopefully that answers your question. Xavier says, what is the usual benefits and privileges giving for app advice? I just explained it to you. It's to kickstart the downloads, kick in the ASO, kick in the reviews as well, as long as you're asking for the reviews during the onboarding process. App advice is a popular thing. App advice is now fully booked because everybody, this channel is getting popular. And even Jen from App Advice, like, Steve must have talked about it because we are fully booked now. QP says, we have a scheduled campaign with App Advice. Do you also announce it on other places like Reddit? Reddit is very hard. Reddit, there's a subreddit called App Hookup. GPs, I would actually save it. Some people will just automatically post on that. I'd actually save it because there's only a few areas, few little growth hacks like App Advice, Indie App Santa, and Reddit that I want to save it. So I kind of save Reddit and I don't post it unless somebody else does. And plus, Reddit is a pain in the freaking butt. Like, the moderators will just take an app down, a promotion down, even though you're giving away good stuff for free. So I don't like Reddit moderators that much. All right, Searchy says, Steve, I've got an innovative app. I like how you put that in quotes because everybody says that. My core engine works only 80% of the time. It's AI-based, trying to improve the core engine for months, but can't find a way to do it. Should I just launch as it is? Yes. That's a double yes. Launch it. You never know what's going to happen. If it's not perfect and getting traction, you have more motivation to perfect it. So that's what I would do. Victoria says, I'm getting started on Apple search ads and I'm having a hard time getting any impressions. I'm bidding 1 to 150 on a lot of popular keywords. So I'm not just bidding enough. Yes. If it's popular keywords, Victoria, you're going to have to bid way more than that. So look at what Apple is suggesting too. They're usually right about the suggested bids for that keyword. If you're doing it on exact match, you'll have to increase the bid. If you're doing it on broad match with the exact match as a negative, then you could probably get away with $1.50. I'm going to assume, since you're only bidding $1.50, that your cost per install restriction is low as well. Like, maybe you're trying to aim for $1.50 cost per install. What I would recommend for that, Victoria, is think about maybe even running Apple search ads basic. Doesn't work out for everybody, but it's definitely working out for me. And for niche apps, that's why I say live in the niche. It's really easy. Apple Search Ads Basic does really work well. So think about that, because then you can tell Apple Search Ads, hey, I only want $1 per install. Here's the countries I want to be focused on. And then here is my monthly budget. And I started with 1,000. I was doing nothing else besides that. I wasn't even updating the ASO or paying attention to the ASO. And we saw pretty good, our highest month in March when we did have Apple Search Ads Basic running. And now that's our primary channel for our app right now. All right. Jump in. So I'm going to go really quick on this. Jongbin Kim, is the installs by keyword and app follow trustworthy? How do they come up with that? I don't trust any ASO tool until they can show me for true that it's accurate. I don't trust any ASO tool that tells you downloads by keywords. They don't know. Only Google tells us that data. They don't know. They're just running some math on their own. I don't trust it at all, especially because, and this is why I don't trust it, if you rank number 2 for your brand and any of these tools are telling you you're getting hundreds of downloads a day, that is absolutely false. It's not true. We have a client that was ranking number 2 for one of their biggest competitors. And according to Google Play, there's only getting, now obviously each platform's different, but they were only getting 3 downloads a day for that brand. And they were number 2 for that particular keyword. So that's the exact data. All right, cool. All right, fine. Let's get into round 2.
Okay.
You got another joke for me, my friend? You go first this time. Let's do it.
Okay. So what do you know the movie Forrest Gump?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. What is the password that the Forrest Gump likes the most?
What?
1 Forrest 1.
I like it. All right, Chaim. 1 Forrest 1. What shoes do not go on your feet? What shoes do not go on your feet?
I don't know.
Tissues. There you go. Okay. All right, but ask if you thought my joke was better. Let's see if I can win the round 2. All right, the last app we got is for Clemens. Clemens got a QR app. It's kind of a unique app that I like this. So QR card is a digital business card. It's an innovative way to instantly, I love when people just put innovative. Just go cut out the fluff. It's just the simplest way to share your contact details using a QR code. That's it. I mean, just here, I'll simplify your copy right now. Look, shorter is better. Clear is better than creative, right? Everybody says innovative. Customize the information you want to exchange, create, and personalize your QR code, then easily share with your contact information. So it's really cool. I like it. All right, let's get it in. He wants App Store presence and monetization. So let's take a peek at the App Store presence. All right. Again, I would put things on top. All right. Clemens, put things on top, the title. Don't like it on the bottom. I think it's more like, create your digital business card. Simply create your digital business card. And then in 2 minutes or less, have a QR code that people can just scan and connect with you. Something, lead with the benefits. Right now, you're doing a lot of feature shiznit and not the benefits. Why do I want this app? Why? Like Chaim said, when he's trying to figure out the features to build, really think about why they want this app and then put that on the top. Not like, hey, you can do this and you can do that. You can do this. No, people come to us being like, I don't go like, hey, I'm going to move your keywords around in the title and subtitle and blah. No, they want to increase their downloads and revenue. Get straight to the freaking point. That's what I would do from the presence, App Store presence side of things. But he's got pretty decent ratings. All right, so that's really good too. All right, let's take a look at the app, shall we?
I will increase the size of the images also. I mean, I see so much white there, just for the images, not for the UI. Okay, because maybe it's seems like too much, and then simplify that.
111 here at Chaim. Live, baby. I love it. We're consistently hitting triple digits on these. Love it. Thank you guys so much. You know what changed things around, Chaim? Why we're getting so much viewers? Twitter. Moving things from Facebook to Twitter. So I don't go on Facebook anymore or syndicate to Facebook. All right. Welcome to QR code. Easily share your contact with a QR code, right? Create your own QR card. Enter the data you want to share. Connect in an instant. Love it. that's awesome. See, this is a video that you want to put on there. You already have it,
Mm.
bro. Clemens, you already have it. That is the aha moment. And this is why it's so valuable to talk to your users, because I'm looking for a reaction. Are they saying, oh, that's cool? Or are they being like, oh, wow, that was cool? That is the subtle difference that you will not get if you just ask a questionnaire. This is a really cool feature. This is what I would highlight in your videos and in your screenshots. Like that QR code, boom, going straight to contacts. Really, really cool there too. Always at hand in your home screen. Love it. One last thing, your data is safe. Love it. All of it. Okay, bro. All right. Here is the thing that you got to do. Remove this continue or free. It is horrendous. Look, Chaim, I have data. I've been talking about long paywalls. They work really well. But for those that didn't work well, what I told them was remove the features table. And we've seen really, really good results with moving that. So, okay, that's one. Because, and I'm getting to the point. The point is, if you show people what my hypothesis was, if you show people what they can get away for free, they're like, cool, that's good enough for me. Let me just get away with free. And that is what you are doing, Clemens, my friend. You're letting people know that, hey, it's free, bro. It's free and it's big and bold, this free thing that you're getting. So this is the thing I've told people to eliminate this one. Because if you show me what I can get away for free, then I will get away with it for free, because we all don't want it. And you made your free button big and bold right in the freaking center. And frankly, right next to my thumb. It's easier to reach than this thing up here too. So the next thing I'll show you, and I promise you this will make you more money, and you better buy me dinner or something. But here we go. Now, I don't want you to do $2.99 premium just by that. All right. I want you to increase the price a little bit. And here is one of the first case studies I've ever did. Shout out to you, Rudy, thank you for sharing this. We've done a live stream about this too. So we took Rudy's app really from $1 a day to 17 just with optimizing this. Now he's gone on to much more than that, but I'm going to show you what the difference was. Okay. And I want to show you, this is what you got right now, Clemens. I know you're charging what, $2, $3? Anyways, you just said, hey, you get everything for this one price. Now we want options. Three plans tend to work the best. Right now it's $3 to buy everything. He not only increased, well, yes, he increased his price. I think you get away with $5. It's a one-time $5 purchase. And if it's a business-related product, come on. To print business cards is super expensive. So what you can say is, let me get to your paywall. Unlimited fields, remove ads, no subscription. So pro features, unlimited fields, right? This is the pro. Here's just the remove ads, or you can get everything for all in one. So just subtly changing the way we approach and how you show your paywall makes a huge impact. Now they can see where the real value is. And this is what we did. You say you're asking a yes or no question right here. And and you're saying pay or free. Yo, that answer is easy. It's always going to be free. But what we're trying to do is saying you can do this for this much, or do this for this much, or just get all of it for just all of it. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. So imagine this is $199, this is $199, and this is $299. It's easy. I know where the value is, instant value. And you know what's going to be surprising? Some people are just going to buy this and be okay with ads. Some people are going to buy with just, I hate ads, I'm going to remove it. There are people who buy it, but the vast majority will buy this full version. So you're welcome. Congratulations. You're on your way to making more money already. All right, done. Yeah, perfect. I love everything else. And I don't know what's going to happen afterwards, but I'll just put my name and see what happens. I don't care. Save. Sweet. So here is another opportunity to be like upgrade to pro. You want to put that in here too. Right? Love this. Maybe after this. Upgrade to pro, or even put a discount right here as well. Get them to buy it, because I might just need this and be done with it. So you don't want to do that. And then each one is one more. Cool. That's great. Love it. I think you can get away with charging $5.99 up front for everything. And then additional cards are $2.99. So you can charge them more and then charge them less as they create new cards as well. No free version at all. That's up to you, bro. if you want to make money, yeah, don't let them. Let them do all that stuff. And then, yeah, I would probably just say, hey, you want to create this. So we created this. You want to, put a big old watermark on it. Want to remove the watermark because people can't see it, or put some branding on it because people are going to show it, right? So put some branding. If you're going to do the free version, put some branding on it so that when people see the QR code, they can see QR card at the same
Yeah,
time.
there
So
is
that's up to
no
you.
there is no punishment for using the free version.
Yep,
So it's
exactly.
they get away with the free one.
Yep, exactly. All right. Victoria says, thanks, Steve. I was using suggested bid. Basic was not getting me any installs. I'm not using CPI at all yet. I have a sneaking question. I need to bid way more. Wish me luck. Good luck, Victoria. And then if you increase the bids, really look in almost on a daily basis, just in case it goes crazy on that as well. All right. Hi, anything I missed that you want to make sure we cover?
No, not really. We talk
Okay.
about a lot today, but
Yes,
again,
we did, my friend.
my 2 cents, plan truthfully, validate your idea, talk with people that is already. I mean, sometimes spending money, sometimes not, always spending money on proper planning and proper product design saves you a lot of money during development and later. Okay, so
Yep.
it's a no-brainer to go with proper planning. I know that takes more time, and you will spend. I mean, you need to cool down and then develop the product that you will see that the results are way better than going unplanned. Okay, so this
Yeah.
is my advice for this.
I love it. All right. And Krister says, do you make one app for one developer account, or is it okay to make multiple accounts just on one developer account? It's a little
I'm
bit
not
confusing.
getting the question.
Bad question. Better answer. I would say you can do multiple developer accounts and have different apps on these developer accounts just to diversify, just in case you do something sneaky and then one developer account gets ruined. So yeah, multiple apps.
But
Yeah.
they charge you for
Well,
every
yeah,
for
but
every
it's
for every
$100 a year. It's
yeah.
it's worth it. All right. Xavier said, for app advice campaigns, do you price schedule for existing products to zero? Yes, you can easily price schedule it so that you don't have to worry about it. You can go back into that. Gracias, Chaim. Gracias, Steve. Have a great weekend. Have a great
You
weekend
too,
to you.
Luis.
And then Ian says, should we show cross via remote config on paywall during app store review process if you want to use hard paywall in production, but I'm afraid of rejection? Ian, I'm not going to say that publicly. I've heard of people doing that, but I'm not recommending it. That's up to you to do it. But I've heard of other people doing that as well. All right, guys, if you want to check out Chaim, look, he gave some great advice. I've sent him tons of clients. I trust him when it comes to building apps. He's not going to nickel and penny dime you, all that jazz. And he's going to really help you build a really great product along the way and not build one that's overblown with features. We did a video that you guys have to check out. Do this before you launch your app, and it really talks about breaks out the whole thing. And then Chaim did a video last year where we talked about project, what was it, scope creep, and really
Yes.
trying to avoid that. Yeah. So again, he's not trying to just build the ultimate app and just take all your money. He wants you to be successful. It is the letter B, the number 7 dev.com, b7dev.com. Chaim, it's been an honor, my friend, knowing you since 2013 when I first started the podcast, my friend. We're still here doing the same exact things we were doing back then, my man.
Thank you very much, Steve. And then anyone that wants to contact me, b7dev.com or Chaim with like my name here at b7dev.com is my email. As usual, planning is the key to good success. For marketing, of course, Steve is the one. Look no further. He knows the black magic. Okay, trust me. A lot of people will tell you that they know how to do marketing, but I go with Steve every time. Never
Thanks,
fail.
man. I appreciate that. All right, I guess I'll give you one more question. Hello, Steve. Did you notice that onboarding paywalls are as effective? Yes, definitely. Onboarding paywalls, a must. Don't do anything else. Don't be dumb, I guess. Okay, put it in there. All right, next week, we're going to talk to Norden, who's exited his app for 7 figures, then bought an app that we actually had the founder on last year, bought that app. So we're going to talk about how he sold the app, why he decided to buy this app. So when you sell an app, became an investor in another app, want to talk about all that stuff, especially about the selling side and the decisions he make to sell it and then buy this particular app. It's going to be a phenomenal episode. So join us Friday, every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Don't go anywhere. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next week.